Welcome, guys. Welcome to aArambh, the first step towards your coding career, which would be a roadmap to the IT world. In the first module, what we have covered is all these videos in the sequential manner. In this module 2, we have covered first two videos, one-dimensional, two-dimensional without scanner. In this video, we will cover with scanner program like we discussed in the last video. So without any further ado, let me go to the IDE. So this is what we have done in the previous program. So what I will do is I'll comment all this part of the code. We'll comment this part of the code. Arrays 2D using scanner. Using scanner, what we will do, generally we will read the values and then we will print values. So what I'm doing is in my program, whatever I'm writing within my main method. Okay, here the main method is open. Rest of the lines are commented. When you're practicing, what you have to do is either you can come into a new program or remove all the commented lines and try to write the program. So here, what I will do is this is how your new program will look like. Rest of the lines would not be there. You'll start writing from here. So here initially what we will do is we will declare a scanner class. Scanner equal to new scanner or system dot fin. Then after that I'll give a print statement for the user to understand. Enter the number of rows. Once the user enters the number of rows, scanner dot, it's an integer value, right? So use next int method, scanner dot next int rows equal to scanner dot next int. In a similar fashion, what we will do is we'll copy this. We'll say enter number of columns. When we say number of columns, we'll give a variable int columns equal to whatever value that we are reading from there. After that, what we have to do is declare the array. In order to declare the array, this is a two-dimensional array. So we need two square brackets. And my array name is numbers equal to new int of, it should have how many rows, the number of rows that we are entered on the console, and how many columns, the number of columns. I'll make this little bit short, number of columns that we are entering here, and we will end the statement with a semicolon as we always do in Java. After that, we need to read the values. In order to read a 2D array values, we need two for loops. For int I equal to 0, I less than rows, I plus plus. And this is for rows, like in patterns also we discussed, right? Int here, because the scope of I is present within this block, we can't use the I once again. If we use the I, we will get a compilation error. We'll get a compilation error. So we need to use another variable j equal to 0, j less than calls j plus plus. Now what we have to do is we need to read the values, and then values should be stored inside our array, right? Numbers of I, j is equal to scanner dot next int. Scanner dot next int. After that, what we will do is we will display the values. In order to display the values, we again use a similar syntax. But then here we are not reading the values, we are displaying the values as out of what is that you want to display? Numbers of I comma j. Okay, here I will give a sysout displaying array values. And here I will give a sysout enter array values. Okay, now I'll run the program. Enter the number of rows 2, enter the number of columns 3, enter array values. So we are supposed to enter 2 into 3, 6 values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Entered 5 values. Let me enter the sixth value. After that, what happens is after I just enter the values, after that, these numbers will get stored into the array. After that, we'll print the values. So we should get displaying array values. Displaying array values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. This is how the program runs when we use scanner class to read the values and print the values. This loop is very similar to the loop that we used before. I less than 2 and I less than 3. 2 is the number of rows and 3 is the number of columns. So this is how you can use. For this, if you want to say less than or equal to, then you say rows minus 1. J less than or equal to, you say columns minus 1. Or let's say if you want to use less than only, you do not give this minus 1 symbol, less than. And another important point I want to focus here is, let me comment out and this part of the code. Now what we will do is, we were always discussing about integer arrays in 1D array or two-dimensional array also. It doesn't mean that we only have integer kind of arrays. We have 8 data types, right? Int, char, short, like that. We have 8 data types. So we can have another arrays of these data types also. I'm discussing about a character array. Let's say I have a char array of words. This I can give the values like A, E, I, O, and U. For the walls, we gave the character array. And I can print those values also. In order to print the values in an array, what you will do in arrays class, which is present in java.util package, we will use the toString method. ToString method, we will call the toString method over whatever variable that we are trying to access. When we run this, we will get an array of all the vowels. Similarly, let me show one more example for a string array. String names equal to aArambh coding career. So you must have noticed by this time that when we are dealing with characters, we are giving single quotes. When we are dealing with strings, we are giving double quotes. This is something we want to observe here. Then s out of arrays dot toString. What is this toString method? We will discuss later on. Arrays dot toString method of names. Then when we run this program, we get aArambh coding and career. So this is how a 2D array is actually used with a scanner class, and I also discussed about 1D arrays with not just the data type of int. We can use with any kind of data type that we have. It can be a class like array or a string or a character or a custom made class also. We'll discuss those later on. So this is what I want to cover in this video. Thank you very much for watching the video till the end. Welcome to your coding career journey roadmap to the IT world. All the best for your career.